Blackface has a long history in this country. It is complex and deeply ingrained in our culture. Blackface became nationally popular in the late 1820s when white male performers portrayed African Americans in shows. They would do this by darkening their skin using things like burnt cork and shoe polish, and paint on enlarged lips and other exaggerated features on their face. Minstrel shows began in the 1840s and became the most popular form of entertainment in the country. Minstrel shows were theatrical performances that incorporated music and dance. They were often comedies with an all-white cast. Various members of this cast painted their faces with charcoal, dressed in tattered clothing, and spoke in broken English to represent black characters. They were mocking and demeaning stereotypes. White minstrel performers claimed that what they did on stage was based on their perceptions of how black people lived.
Gin Frugal, I ain't drink nothing but water. Drink so much water, my stomach think I'm taking and washing. I'm hungry.
Didn't I tell you I'd stick with you through thick and thin?
Yeah, and the longer you stick, the thinner I get.
While some of it came out of a fascination with the music and dance styles of black people, it also introduced certain stereotypes where things like Jump Jim Crow was born, along with other characters that were depicted as lazy or buffoonish. The popularity of blackface was at its height in the early 20th century, and although it has died down, it certainly has not disappeared. Instead, it has taken on different forms that relate to a more modern audience.
No, man. Let me take a look at that map right quick.
Why is everybody all obsessed with the map?
Because we're tired of being the trail donkeys, acting like you some one-man GPS.
Sometime at night, call below, look up in the sky and say, what the hell going on up there? Do UFO live on other planet, phoning home like E.T.?
Today, you are still able to watch cartoons from back in the day like Looney Tunes or Tom and Jerry. But there are a few episodes that have rarely been seen on television since the 1960s. This is because copyright holders pull and ban these episodes from airing due to them incorporating a blackface character into that episode. For example, the Looney Tunes cartoon features Bugs Bunny in blackface begging Yosemite Sam to not beat him, saying,
Don't beat me, massa! Please don't beat me, massa! Don't beat this tired old body! No!
Blackface still persists through the media today, called digital blackface, in addition to the increased popularity of using blackface to accentuate black Halloween costumes. Digital blackface is the process of using a GIF or meme featuring a black person to express the various emotional reactions online by a non-black person, more specifically, a white person. Digital blackface spreads old racist stereotypes with a pop culture twist.
GIFs are seen on all social media platforms, mainly on Twitter, but they have circulated through Instagram and even on gadgets and iMessage for iPhones. Black people seem to be the center of it all. These GIFs often feature reality TV stars, celebrities, and even regular people in funny, relatable 3-second clips. Black GIFs consume the entire culture of GIFs, just like how Black Vine was pretty much Vine. But this is where the debate of digital blackface comes into play. People of all races use these GIFs to display an emotion, mood, or reaction. This feeds into the theme of blackface and how black people are being used as entertainment and caricatures. These GIFs are seen to be used almost like a mask or a digital blackface to express the many attitudes, sass, and stereotypical emotions of black people by other races. There's a moral debate whether or not white people should continue to use these black reaction GIFs.
So, for example, Meghan McCain said,
I think at this point we need to ask whether or not Black Lives Matter is a hate group.
But she's constantly using Black lives as a digital accessory to express how she feels about, Republican politics. On the internet, white people outsource their emotional labor to black people.
Where your sass, your nonchalance, your theory.
Okay, so why does this matter? There is currently a moral debate on whether or not this new form of digital blackface is demeaning or not. Let's ask Black UNC.
I don't think white people should be using these caricatures because then it gets into like when white people use the N-word when they say like phrases on Twitter because it's like part of like they feel part of the community by using these kind of caricatures or tweets on Twitter. It kind of gives them like a false sense of like it gets into basically cultural appropriation for me and like everything else. Like once you start using the tweets, then you can start using the hair, you can start using the jokes that all Black people use. And I don't think it should be done.
I think I can like understand why they're being used because they are funny, but at the same time, like all of like the comic gifs and like videos that are posted online, they are Black people. So at the same time, I can see how it could be a caricature and Black people are just people to laugh at instead of supporting them and being with the causes that they support.
Why do you think all GIFs or most GIFs are Black people?
Because I guess in our society, Black people are seen as entertainers. They're just funny people. They're not people with intellect or talent or anything outside of that. It's just people to laugh at.
This phenomenon of Black people portrayed as entertainment in caricatures extend to videos of the viral Black neighbor or Black news witness. These clips often get twisted into catchy songs as well. It seems to reinforce the fact that everyone loves to see Black people as entertainment and nothing more. We are looked upon as performers.
Obviously, we have a rapist in Lincoln Park. He's climbing in your windows. He's snatching your people up, trying to rape them. So y'all need to hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband because they're raping everybody out here.
The attacker got loose and went out the upstairs window, but he did leave something behind.
We got your T-shirt. You done left fingerprints and all. You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
So you can point and hide it, but we're gonna find you.
He's climbing in your windows, he's snatching your people up, trying to rape them, so y'all need to hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband, cause they're raping everybody out here. You don't have to come and confess, we're looking for you, we gon' find you, we gon' find you, so you can run and tell back, run and tell back, run and tell back, home boy, home boy. He's climbing in your windows, he's snatching your people up, trying to rape them, so y'all need to hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband, cause they raping everybody out here.
And I ran out, I didn't grab no shoes or nothing, Jesus. I ran for my life. And then the smoke got her. I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time.
I think it is comical, and it can be seen in a negative light just because of the way he was talking, and people automatically assume Black people talk that way or do it. I don't know. I think he was just trying to be funny. I don't think he was trying to portray Black people in a black light.
Do you think the news portrays Black people in a black light? Or
Yeah.
are we seen as entertainment, or do you think this?
Yeah, I think we're seen as entertainment rather than being taken seriously, because people probably just think that's funny rather than actually taking in what he's saying. People are actually out here raping people and stuff like that.
No matter who creates it, I think that when things like that are turned into jokes and memes and songs, it's exploiting and showing Black people in a negative light for sure. Whether they're starting with good intentions or not, it definitely makes us look bad. And as a Black person who sees other people, sees other people watching it and enjoying it, it's almost like there's a secondhand embarrassment because you're embarrassed for them and for yourself as a Black person because they're having a good time off of watching us look ghetto or ignorant or stupid.
When you look at it that way, I say it's portraying us in a negative light just because we're not the only ones watching this. And people of different ethnicity will say, oh, he's been ignorant, why is he sounding like that? So yeah, I guess it's in the way he's putting it, saying some people coming into the house, I guess that portrays us in a negative light. Yeah.
I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that.
people did that on purpose. The news site did that on purpose. Yeah, she was talking about her real experience, but that's just how she lives. But they did that on purpose. They want to get somebody educated.
I think that it's meant to portray blacks in an ignorant light, and I think that as a news channel, clearly they know what they're doing, and the point of news is to push a rhetoric, and they're trying to convince people of some point. That's why like Fox News is for Republicans, you know, other news for more liberal audiences. But like they come together because they all do this stuff where they, you know, they'll ask like a poor black person or a homeless person or somebody who they want you to see as below educated because they want to push that narrative that black people are stupid, they're ignorant, they don't know what they're talking about, everything's a joke. But like if you look past like her dialect or how she talks, like how is she reacting any different than a white person would react? Like clearly you'd be scared, you'd be emotional if you were in a fire or something, but they're making it a joke like she didn't go through something, you know?
We asked Sam Pride, who works at the UNC Sonja Haynes Stone Center for Black Culture and History, to join us on this segment of Yellow Table Talk to help us unpack why white videos such as Damn Daniel are often invited to appear on Ellen, whereas the stars of the countless viral videos and GIFs of funny black people never receive the same opportunities.
Welcome to Yellow Table Talk. We are here with Sam Pride, and we'll be talking about digital blackface.
Well, thanks for having me on the Yellow Table Talk, ladies. I mean, there's always going to be these racist tropes that are presented to the public about African Americans, and that, I mean, often like the comical ones, like you're talking about digital blackface, would have their origins in the minstrel shows, which were often portrayed in a comical fashion, where these racist stereotypes of black people, physical characteristics, or ways of mannerisms were often exaggerated for comedy, but it's obviously trying to push a political agenda of making black people appear to be inferior, whether it's intellectually, emotionally, whatever, or physically. So yeah, I think that's what I have to say about that. Racist stereotypes are going to persist as long as the United States exists. So unless we're talking about socio-political, economic revolution, I don't think we're going to get rid of any of these kind of things. I think there's power in us being able to realize that there's parts of the culture that non-black people are going to see and try to use to demean us, and we don't have to allow that to be demeaning. We can understand that these things come from somewhere, and it's a part of the culture, and it's a part of the culture. There's a lot of things that are part of white culture that are not positive, but it doesn't have the same kind of impact with white people. So I think it's a powerful thing. It's a form of empowerment to be able to kind of take these ideas that are often manipulated to try and harm our community, and just understand that that's a thing. It comes from somewhere, and it's a reality that it's part of our reality. It doesn't have to necessarily be in a negative light, even though it is often used to try and demean and defame our community.
After doing tons of research, viewing countless GIFs, memes, and videos, listening to the opinions of Black UNC students, and interviewing Sam Pride, it is safe to say that whether you initially thought about it or not, there's no choice but to notice the common theme that Black people are portrayed as entertainment in all forms of media. Blackface has a rich history in the United States, and it is still seen in the 21st century, however, in a different fashion. News channels also have unspoken power, as we are just the agency to the structure and system of their platform. They are able to push out partial truths and feed into common stereotypes and microaggressions toward minority groups, specifically African Americans. We don't expect non-blacks to completely stop using these GIFs and memes and influencing these videos to go viral. However, people should be aware of the deeply rooted stereotypes that digital blackface holds. This leads us to our concluding question. Where do we go from here? How do we go about distancing ourselves from this common thread of blackface? And how do we change the narrative and get out of the unconscious view of blacks as pure entertainment?